Welcome back, guys. Name's Cass. Today we're gonna be doing a little walk around on my 2007 Honda Civic Si. In my last video, the car just got finished getting the new engine swap, getting tuned and everything. So I'm gonna go over pretty much all of the mods that I have on this car and just kind of go through pretty much just a big overview of what I've done to this car and what else I'm gonna be doing in the future. So first things first, just gonna hop in the car and start the car. I was just driving it around earlier, but yeah, the rattle in the car is kind of obnoxious, especially with the new motor mounts. But let's just start with the interior. So the steering wheel, I have a Momo Alcantara steering wheel. The horn doesn't work. I kind of put that in incorrectly. I can just take it off. I lost a bracket for that. You can also see back here these two little parts right here. This is a Type R, completely swapped over FD2 Type R cluster. I also have a Type R push start button, VSA deleted, so that doesn't work. And then paired with the steering wheel, we got a NRG quick tilt, which is pretty cool. As you can see here, kind of just pull this thing down, it unlocks it, and it goes up. The car has been sitting for quite some time, so as you can see here, if it's gonna focus, it probably won't though. But this little part right here is starting to get a little rusty, these little bolts. So I got a JDM FD2 Type R hazard button. Makes a little bit different of a sound if you can hear that. I got Honda right down there. I'm actually gonna turn off the car for this part, just so it's not too much rattle, so you can just hear me talk fully. But yeah, we got the full Alcantara steering wheel. Got the Type R push start, Type R hazard button. And then we got a Acuity short shifter. I chose Acuity this time around instead of Hybrid Racing, only because I heard that it's a lot more more smooth. So if you can kind of see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's pretty smooth. It kind of latches in pretty good. Here's reverse, and it doesn't really have that much play. If I put it into third gear here, I kind of like try to move it around. It doesn't really move that much. I mean, unless if I put like a lot of force into it, of course it's gonna move. But I also have a Stage 2 Hybrid Racing clutch slave CMC. I'm gonna have to redo that because listen to this. Apparently you're supposed to combine both, but I guess when we were doing the motor swap, I didn't fully do that. We only have the Hybrid Racing one and not, I think we just have the EM1 CMC, and we're supposed to use both parts of it or something. Have to do with like a I don't know what it is, like a piston, or not a piston, but like a something to do with like one of the pins. It's kind of notchy, so like if I press it in halfway, it hits something, and then when I push forward even more, you can kind of hear that it's like kind of like grindy. So my gas pedal is also kind of loose. You can kind of see here, I can like kind of shake it around. That tends to vibrate a lot at around 3,000 to 4,000 RPM, which is kind of where I'm at when I'm cruising on the highway. But yeah, that's pretty much everything in the interior. We just have, I also have a little carbon fiber styled e-brake, nothing too crazy. And then, you know, a little Broadway mirror. So that's pretty much the interior. If we walk to the back of the car here, we can see that I have here a Mugen wing. It's not real, it's rep. It's an eBay wing. So, and then for the exhaust, I'm running a thermal R&D exhaust. Now moving to the front of the car, moving under the hood. So this is pretty much my car. So we have here a K24A motor. It's fully stock internally. There's nothing done to the head. It has my original RBC intake manifold. It's not from mine. It's from my buddies. And then right here we have a KTuned 72mm throttle body. It is ported from the throttle body side. It's only to 70.5. Then we also have RDX injectors. This is just my brake line. I have it routed just so it could have somewhere to go, but I think I'm gonna have to reroute that somewhere else. I don't exactly remember where to route that, but and we got here Skunk2 cold air running all the way down. And then here we have also Acuity shifter bushings, just to make sure the shifts are a little bit more clean. And then running to the back side of the motor, we have Skunk2 alpha headers. We have a Koyo Radiator. And that's pretty much everything done to my motor. So shout out to that kid RBM for the hood struts. These are very, 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 very useful. The setup is really, really simple. You just pretty much line these up as parallel as possible. You want to have this one perpendicular as well as this side as well. Really, really love the hood struts. Just makes it so you literally just walk up to it and then you just lift it up and it goes by itself. Very, very cool. Shout out to him. I have Hasport 70A water mounts all around the car. We got top ones and the rear one as well. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for the car. Like I said, I also have the thermal R&D exhaust to the back end of the car. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So the car got tuned and the car is making 236.5 wheel horsepower and 182 foot-pounds of torque. Our tuner's dyno read numbers a little bit low, allegedly, quote unquote. So I can just say that I have a car that's pushing 240. So that's pretty much everything that's done to the car. You don't need a K24, as I've seen plenty of K20s, K20Z3s also make 240 horsepower with very similar mods. I only chose to do the K20A or K24 motor because my K20 was blown. So yeah, my mods list, everything should be listed in the description. But like I said, a K24 motor with intake, headers, and exhaust. 410cc's are injectors, and that's pretty much it. That's all you really need. Realistically, on a stock motor, if you just did the exact same mods, if you just got a cold air intake, whether it be KTuned, hybrid racing, Skunk2, lets the motor breathe a lot more, and then making sure that you have a high flow sort of header, whether that be KTuned, Skunk2, PLM, and then as well as a 3-inch exhaust. There's plenty of options out there for 3-inch exhausts. There's full race, NVIDIA, Skunk2 Mega Power RR. Mega Power is I think 2.7, 2 3/4 of an inch exhaust. Thermal R&D is really good. I know Yonaka makes one. I think that one's 2.5 inch. Rev 9 I think also is 3-inch. But you know, there's plenty of options out there for exhausts. For throttle bodies, you don't need to do a bigger throttle body. Throttle body just helps with throttle response. A lot of people tend to get the J35 throttle body or the ZDX J37 throttle body. The J37 is 70mm, the J35 is 68, the OEM one is like 62 I think. Some people run the TSX ones. Those ones are like 65 or 66. I'm not exactly 100% sure. But if you really want to push more than 210, 215, you also really need to get Hondata as well, just so you could tune the car. But yeah, realistically, you only need 5 mods to push 220. An intake, exhaust, headers, fuel injector, and Hondata. That's really all you need. If you want to push a little bit more, you could get cams, you can get DC Drag Cartel. Drop-in cams, 2.2s, 3.2s. You can get Skunk2 drop-in cams. You can get TSX cams. I know TSX cams also provide a little bit more mid-range power, and they're relatively cheap. You can find them in a junkyard for like $100, $200. I did see some TSX cams on Marketplace for like $150. I'm not gonna do it. I don't really want to go through the whole process of getting retuned again with my new clutch and everything like that. I'm still driving it around to break in the clutch. As of right now, I am right at around 315 miles. Just 200 more miles and I can fully push this car just a little bit, do a pull or two, see how it feels. I don't know what all 236 horsepower feels like yet, but I am really excited to do some pulls in this car, as well as doing more things with the car. I still need to fix some things. I need to fix the CMC here. Hearing how notchy that is, it's not really that good. I might need to get a new header. If you are running a K24A motor, the Skunk2 header has clearance issues. It does 100% have clearance issues. Just because I have my Skunk2 header in does not mean that I'm gonna keep it, because it's not reliable. I haven't been pushing the car at all. I haven't gone any higher than 3,500 RPM. I'm trying to keep the car as cold as possible, or as safe as possible. I don't want temps to go too high. I don't want the car to get too hot. My radiator fans don't work. I can actually show you since I'm talking about it. The battery bracket that comes with the Skunk2 quarter intake, the battery relocation kit, as you can see here, you kind of can't really see that well, but this whole bracket here is entering the fan area and it hits the fan. So as you can see, if I try to spin the fan, you can't really see that well, but if I try to spin the fan, it hits the battery bracket. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to move that, and then I need to reroute this. I'm gonna put a little breather valve here. I deleted this breather valve. I plugged off these two holes, and I plug off this hole, and I guess I need to figure out where else to route my brake line, just because I don't really like it routing around here. I mean, it's fine for now. And then on the bottom of the RBC, there is also a little hole right there that we had to plug. You can see the little plug that we put on there. Those are pretty much the things that I need to fix for the car. At some point, I'm also gonna get a the filter, the hydro shield for the filter for the cold air intake, just in case if I end up ever going over puddles and stuff like that. I want to be safe and make sure that I don't accidentally hit anything, and waterlock my motor. So I completely forgot what I was talking about before. Oh yeah, if you have a K24A motor swapped in, and you have a Skunk2 header, you need to put washers where the rear motor mount bolts up to the oil pan, or wherever it bolts up to. We didn't have issues with it. It is for sure hitting the firewall. That's also why the vibrations are so bad, especially around this area. It rattles my keys like crazy. It rattles my steering wheel completely. It rattles my phone holder and my license plate as well, which is right up there. So aside from that, obviously it's just motor mounts make the car more vibration, give the car a lot more vibrations. The shaking isn't too bad. It's not terrible, but it's something that I do want to fix at some point. I've been daily driving this car like crazy for the past week. I've been doing a whole bunch of like just random driving. I've just been driving around just to drive. And yeah, that's pretty much everything so far. I just wanted to do another in-depth video of my car and what I've gotten done to the car and everything like that. Future plans. We'll see just exactly what 230, I'll just say, round up, what 240 horsepower feels like. So still need to get more of my equipment back. I'm still looking for my hat mount. I still need to get another one probably before I do any more proper POV videos. I need to get a new header. That's probably what is causing my exhaust leak. I'm thinking that it could be the header, or it could be the little flange part that's connecting my header to the exhaust, since it's one of those clamps where you have to like kind of bolt it in. It's weird, I don't know what to call it, but it's one of those weird clamps where you have to kind of tighten it up together, because every once in a while when I'm idling, you can just smell fuel, or I guess you can smell the exhaust coming through the vents, and it's typically around this area. You start seeing like white or blue smoke coming out from the shifter area, as well as from down there, and that's kind of where right where the header is. So that's where I'm thinking. I was also gonna go ahead and change out my cabin filter, which isn't too hard. It's literally just behind here. My next goal is to get new wheels, as well as get coils, just so I could lower the car and make it look a little bit better. My buddy who has a TSX, he doesn't really drive it anymore. He got in a couple accidents last year, and he just hasn't driven that car since. He does have Evo 8 wheels on it. It's a 6-spoke. They look really nice. I was gonna see if someday I could, you know, just swap my wheels with him, just for fun's sake. I mean, just so I could have, I'm just gonna run his wheels for now while I, you know, wait and look for my own wheels. I want to get either NK TS5s or Triumphs. I want bronze. Those two wheels are really nice in my opinion. But if I could also find RPF 1s, then I'll get RPF 1s. But as of right now, I'm just running stock everything. Stock suspension, stock wheels, stock ride height. So thank you guys for watching today's video. I know I was just talking a lot about a whole bunch of random stuff, but I promise you guys though, for realsies, next week after I fully driven 500 miles, I'll do some pulls and we'll have some fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.